So we're going to do 2 runs for this finale OVA here, but on screen are the PERM patch notes. I should have actually put them in reverse order, but yeah, we can start from the bottom up and go up, I guess. In this case, it's fine. So, just to kind of give a time lapse, so use the timestamps if you just want to get to gameplay, and no, I won't put the runs, just the gameplay, and we'll see, just so that, so really quickly, 15-second tangent. The reason I don't timestamp different runs is because it kind of spoils what happens in the run to an extent. So, but yeah, if you're looking at PERM and looking into getting into PERM, don't be intimidated. Start slow, if nothing else, that's my advice, but also don't be intimidated by the update frequency that this that PERM may update by, because it is it's likely very needed, as you'll see the cases here. So and we're on, this is from 1.42 from April 30th. So requirements for perks availability on level up, talk prices, message talk. If you don't know what this all means, I promise you that they can mean a lot, especially when we get to the later or more recent patches, and then fixes obviously helping out as well. But as we get to PERM 1.43, added while and with loops and switch cases that if you are making any kind of compatibility or mod for any video game really, the ability to do while loops, or any kind of while loops really, even though theoretically you could do it with well actually, do we have 4? Well, you could do it with if-else statements as well to an extent. Yeah, and then functions as well, just making your own functions and ito files so you can do whatever you want. And for those who don't know any programming, basically being able to create functions, this is what added functions means for my understanding and my little tinkering around, is that you can make something do anything, theoretically speaking. Now, you're still confined within Ito code, but with PERM, you have a lot of Ito code to play with. And then situational effects and intro pop up. This is very helpful if you're making characters with very specific mechanics, as you'll see shortly, depending on how long I go through this intro. And then the PERM version global variable, so you can actually check PERM version, the PERM version through a variable. This is important because if you want to try and throw, I'm trying not to use programming speak. If you want to try and not crash the game or cause bugs, you can essentially use PERM version to check to see if a player is using the correct PERM versions for whatever custom content you're making. So for example, if you're on 1.43 but somebody's using like 1.0 and then things are not compatible because of all these changes, then you can basically use code to say, hey, is your PERM version up to date? Do something so that the game doesn't crash, basically. That's the very, very basic form. But as we move to PERM 1.44, hey, more graphical stuff on May 31st, 2026. I don't need to put the year, but I just feel that I'd be consistent here. Custom enemies can use up to 99 animation frames. So hey, you're not switching between 2 frames anymore, from my understanding. I haven't tried yet because I haven't had the time to really make more animation frames. But custom backgrounds and location overrides. So the Band-Aid fix to custom backgrounds was literally just to add a background to the same enemy art file. That can cause problems, but with PERM you can now just set custom backgrounds, so you don't have to worry about the layers that your enemy is on. If you don't know what I'm saying, don't worry about it. Basically, graphics are a lot better in PERM. And then with this PERM version, PERM items can optionally be placed in PERM custom. The reason for this, from my best understanding, and I say that as if I didn't contribute. If I didn't contribute, then basically, the reason you want, I would think you want this is because World of War@ base checks the custom folder, and it doesn't check any other subfolder inside. If it does in the future, or for whatever reason, that would be a little funny and also kind of sad. But basically, this is better for structuring things. And if you are making custom content, my piece of advice would be to think about putting, if nothing else, your assets in deeper folders and not just putting them in custom. Ito files used to be able to just be in custom, but now with PERM you can just put them in this PERM custom folder so that the game doesn't try to read at base. So if you don't play with PERM for whatever reason, your game doesn't bug out or crash due to incompatible custom content. Really quickly, the reason that exists is that, say you're using a custom old god, which does not exist in base World of War custom content at the moment. If the game somehow loads that for whatever reason, then the game will freak out. So I don't think that can happen because of how Old God custom content is structured in PERM, but you get the point. And then now the more recent PERM version, also, if I was actually a bit higher on the code than the text, I apologize, but basically more fixes, but also custom characters can now use the all unlock perks option, which is something that you're still not able to do without PERM. That's not a criticism, that's just the truth, I think, and if it's not true, please correct me. And then more graphical stuff, which is very, very nice. Custom items can use vanilla art, that way you're not just staring at the blank, at a blank template for every one of your art, if in case you just want to get an idea of what you want your art to look like for items or anything really. And then array and list operators, very important for those who have programming knowledge. If you don't understand, just basically understand that this is very powerful tool to have as well. And then various fixes. Again, I'm not the best programmer myself, otherwise I feel like I would be in a lot better place than I am now. But as we actually get into the run after about 5 minutes and 30-ish seconds of hoopla about perm versions, which is very important. But yeah, that's all I really need to say. We'll hit quick play to randomize things. So Goizo Scars random item stats, no all perks, but we'll see scars, right? Am I going absolutely crazy? Oh my goodness. Why is that specific? I always forget my god backstory combination very, very specifically. We'll play with the cooking member first. That's kind of what I promised, but yeah, let's get into the run. So for actual timestamp's sake, as we get in, I nearly almost forgot, as we get into Goizo Scar's random item stats, really quickly after the timestamp here, oh, that was where the intro for the character's mechanics were kind of introduced. That's an important perm update for the player's quality of life, but I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, no, so yes, by hitting quick play, you can't randomize custom old gods, but if you're planning to play with the custom old god, you were probably planning to do so anyway. That's not a persuasive statement to try and add that to random, please. I'm just making an observation, but hey, knowledge, second mystery, Tachi-san, charisma, light, and maybe a strength check. I'm also going to get my salty run back with the prep knife, just to kind of show what I can actually do, even though I did so in the previous episode, but for a finale and OVA, if I don't think I'm going to get hunger, I won't use the slicer knife. Let's take a look. So, as we actually stick with our default outfit for the moment, vigil, painting, arms, postal, pupils. So, this is going to be interesting. I think you can still cook in vigil. I forgot about painting. I might have gone through painting with this character and just forgot, but that's just me forgetting. And then arms, postal, and pupils. I don't want to start without preparing. That's unfortunately the downside to vigil painting. So we're going to take pupils first and then pretty much go right to left. But yeah, let's prepare first. So the reason I think the slicer knife is the one that really gets a change if you have the hunger curse. If I'm wrong about that, I'm wrong. Otherwise, you know what? I can take the saucepan instead. But that means I need to grab funds for items. You know what? I'm going to witch tree for funds. If we get too flat... Speak of the old god. I was going to say the devil, but the old god would be more accurate here. And you know what? Blood frenzy, kick, question mark. We're on scars. I think we just go kick here then. Well, hey, we could equip this, but let's just make sure. When this character was young, she used to wear a pot like this and play soldier. But let's see here. School, max threat level, high downtown, max mansion? No, max seaside. And we have vigil, painting, and other stuff. I forgot. I'm just going to set it to the school for now. Downtown would not be a bad decision either. But I'm sending it to the school. So off we go. Let's see if we can actually kick in this run. Yeah, let's find out. So, we actually have funds to spare here. So what I'm actually going to do... So I guess we do equip this. Question mark. Yeah, especially since we're on scars. Because, yeah, taking more than 2, not just 2 or lower, will dent the saucepan. So, self-explanatory. But... because, well, if you haven't played this character yet, I guess I'll show you in case it does happen, but I think we can react, right? We can react to the competition and get the appropriate ingredients. Yeah, that was going to be a reason loss. Dexterity at 1. We rolled an 11. Let's ignore that and just pretend we had like 5 or 6 dexterity. Let's just assume. But we're going to sell these. Yeah, more reason loss, but hey. Hot Pot Forest. So... let's do that and get a move on. And for anyone curious, let's actually do this just to see. So you cannot go into the market twice. So anyone who saw me getting shops closed, and then the market goes down, if you asked, hey, Jordan, why didn't you just prepare again for more ingredients? You can't do it more than once, which is fair enough, right? Like that would be quite ridiculous because in this specific instance, we just happen to have a lot of funds to be able to spam ingredients if we ever got the chance. But let's hope the mystery doesn't just magically end here. I don't think it was. I wasn't counting my investigations. But you know what I am counting? The number of times I succeed in an event and still lose reason or stamina. Now, 1 isn't the most, and it doesn't happen often, but it still makes me a little sad. So, yeah, into the hot pot competition we go, and hopefully will be okay here. We have Doom to spare because we didn't need to grab a weapon. So, yeah, let's hope for the best. Yeah, I'm going quiet for a moment because I'm kind of tilting my head. I mean, it's kind of... Well, no, never mind. It's not fine anymore. But, I guess it doesn't count. Charisma failure as well, and... question mark. I mean, I guess you're not guaranteed, especially if you fail. Yeah, if you fail, because I failed a market check. That's all I have to say. We still got the grand prize, funny enough. But, yeah, Did I get a can of Eldsoft from that? Anywho, this is from the thing, right? Yeah, this is from winning. The can of Eldsoft is interesting because it's categorized as a food item. I think it was drawn from the food pool. And if I'm wrong about that, correct me. But yes. So what I was trying to say earlier is that so if anyone's yelling at me, it's that you fail in the market and you're not guaranteed to, and you're definitely not guaranteed to get the ingredients that you were trying to look for to make. I'm pretty sure. And I'm not pretty sure actually. I'm actually quite unsure. But anywho. Let's just actually do kicks here because we want to deal more damage per stamina loss. And we'll find out what happens. Thankfully, we're only taking stamina damage. Oh my goodness, I can't talk. But this could still be very bad. So oh my goodness. Ringing head, saucepan became dented because okay, so I guess it is when you take 2 or more damage. So let's actually try and state... Oh, that's right. You can't do it during a fight. I forgot about that. I actually went through that during the translation process, which I was using machine translations because, again, I don't know Korean. But, yeah, you can't do a lot of maintenance type things with this character during a fight, because during an encounter, because that makes sense. So, as we move on here... And I think it does, yeah, so it does it automatically for you at the end of a mystery, but it's nice to straighten it out because if you're in a moment in which you need to keep it equipped, shrug, right? Can we actually make a bento from this? Use this time at town or investigation screen, might not be usable during certain mysteries, pack it in advance. But, as we take our thingamajiggy and move on. So the question is postal or arms. Let's level up during postal, and I guess we'll find out. So I think I'm actually going to toss flashbacks for the purposes of actually passing more than a few dexterity checks, hopefully. But yeah, let's walk forward. I would like to grab cigarettes, but this character needs the funds, so yeah. For better or worse, though, we don't get a unique thing, but big spender can be used? Question mark. Can it be used in the market? I forgot if it can proc in the market. Anyway, we're taking strength. Who is it? Because I think this is free. Nope, never mind. I'm going crazy. Yeah, that is free. So, free reason. Move on with life. Try to be happy. Now, keeping in mind I have grilling ingredients, so I have to remember that as we get to a thing. Oh my goodness. I went vague there because I just realized that we took reason in the face. So... Apartments, mashed dishes. Well, you know what? I'm making a grilled dish anyway. You can't stop me. But, anywho. Let's actually go shopping, because I think you can actually get a thing here, question mark. And I think so these prices are randomized, question mark? I don't remember if I've ever seen this before. But, because I know this shouldn't spoil, let's grab Terranome and see what we get for it. So... you get 3 dogs, or it can be used as an ingredient, question mark? Universal for sub-ingredient. Let's actually keep it for the cooking competition and see. Now again, just to go over strategy here. So the thing about carrying all these ingredients is that you cannot carry anything else with you. So for whatever reason you haven't, especially if it's a quest sensitive item, then yeah, you can't carry it with you if you have all these ingredients, which means you end up having to basically gamble during the cooking competition unless you want to forego using the quest item in particular. Doesn't normally matter, but sometimes it can. So shrug, right? But unfortunately, actually, question mark? I'm going crazy. I'm not going to say what I was going to say because I don't know if it's right. Anywho, let us store the shopping basket and let's actually take a look. So, stamina or reason. I was taking another look at the graphic there, but I want to actually look at this can of Elsoff because even though I made this, I completely forgot. Yeah, let's actually hold on to this for the moment. Do not drink more than 4 cans a day. Nothing actually happens if you drink 4 or more of these. But, I mean, I could, but that would be a little bit mean. So, and I actually haven't released the can of Eldsoft at all. So, you know what? That's another thing I have to remember. And the reason that's important to mention is because the character that I was supposed to release is not going to be released yet because of the or it wasn't released in the past few days because of the update to PERM. So I wanted to make sure that everything was kosher before I released the character PERM-wise. Again, she is released on Steam, the Steam Workshop, but obviously we're thinking about PERM here, so shrug, right? So we take 5 Doom in the face because we're moving into our 3rd mystery with about 38% Doom. We get hallucinations, but no one cares because I'm kicking, so yeah. But I am going to still hold on to the can of Eldsoft for the moment, because I don't know if I will need to recover. So, what I could do is just eat this and hope I heal reason. I did not, but let's grab the branch instead, and I'm just going to go grilling again. I could use the shopping basket as well, but because we're about to enter arms here, we're going to get our last cooking competition on, because by the time we enter Vigil and Painting, because you cannot access the storage during those 2 mysteries, I need to make sure that I have what I want on me. Preferably, it's probably only going to be like 2 ingredients, because I want to pick up something in both mysteries, but the meat cleaver in Vigil, and for the for Painting, I'm trying to do my launch sequence here. For Painting, it's the light source, so shrug, but anywho. So the saucepan absorbs the stamina damage. I needed it to absorb the reason. Can it absorb? Yeah, it can absorb reason damage. It did not, but I feel like it procs a lot more often than the ritual mask, so hey, and if it's actually the same, then that doesn't change the fact that it procs more for me than it does for ritual mask. So, goodness, I could go hunting here. I think we only take stamina damage, right? Question mark? Quick shopper. Do I need quick shopper? I mean, it's not like the charisma will be that much use, so let's actually go hunting and find out. So, we fight a bird, and this is a ghost enemy, so whoops. But we can deal quite a bit of damage, just that I'm also going to throw this branch, so we're out of here in 2 turns. So, I am going to drink this thingamajiggy. We threw a branch and got a branch, so that's nice. But I mean, it's really funny. But, magic liquor, what is this again? Lose stamina, 1 knowledge, and a get a spell. You know what? We have the stamina to spare. We have the power. We got absorb, but maybe... So... And I think instead we're going to grab a lump of flesh. And I forgot what else we're doing here. The Taranome is for grilling, right? Universal. I'm going crazy. Anywho, the branch can also be used, but you know what? If we have to use our funds, we have 5 funds. So, yeah. But... 1 turn downtown, mashed dishes. I'm not gonna do it. If I have mashed ingredients, I'm just being lazy. So, hey. I always muscle memory into that reason decrease, but because we're in arms, I guess we just want the stamina anyway. And yeah, off we go. So, fresh chunks of flesh. 1 went into the storage. That's perfectly fine. And into commercial sauce. We failed the dexterity check because 2 dexterity, but hey, we get the grand prize. We have the power. White asparagus, by the way. We're going to eat this. I can't win a coin flip to save my life, but it's fine. We'll take the downtown trophy to throw. And let's see what happens. Oh, by the way, a quick little aside. So the reason I remember to throw the potato all the time, oh my goodness, is because I personally went through translating the first iterations of this character, and so that's how I found out you could throw the potato. So, let's take the stamina hit instead. Again, we want to try to save on funds. However, that being said, I'm actually going to grab a pack of cigarettes here. Yeah, we're going to grab a packet. So, you know what? Let's store the trophy. Actually, well, we're going to rest here. Who am I kidding? Yeah, we're on Goizo, but we saved some Doom. Just being me. And yeah, into this thingamajiggy. More reason in the face, but... Thank goodness we have scars in the saucepan. So, without further ado, hiya! Kick! Tatsmaksenpu kyak! But, yeah, we're probably gonna need to Desperate Struggle anyway. We could use, so, for those who don't know, oh, never mind, I didn't take reason damage. Let's see if we win this 73.2%. It's like 70-something. I always mess that calculation up. I'm like off by like 0.5 or something when I mentioned that. But let's make sure we have enough. So let's not smoke the cigarettes yet. Let's actually carry the trophy with us. That should actually threshold us on our third mystery timeline B. But we're on timeline A, so I don't need to worry about it. Hey! Road's closed. But let's find out. We do have an empty bottle. We have 2 empty bottles. So what we're actually going... no, we're just going to drink this bottle now. Who am I kidding? Actually, no. I'm going crazy. We're missing reason and we're topped off on stamina. So, yeah, but let's store one of those and actually go into Vigil. So, we will grab the meat cleaver just to equip it, hopefully. No, we can't because, hey, oh... wow, dexterity! Again, let's pretend my dexterity was at like 6. Yeah, that's all I have to say at the moment. We're doing 2 runs in this run, in this video, by the way. Charisma, Perception. None of these are great. I actually want to reroll, but because I don't want to just do stuff, it's fine. So, let me remind myself here. So I'm going to do this because it's been a while since I've done this. I'm going to do the ritual, but then I'm going to store the pamphlet because I feel confident that you can't do the vigil anymore once you store it. Not that we want to here, but as we get a broken bottle and don't need to use it. We have 9 strength perfectly for the meat cleaver here. Yeah, that's all I have to say at the moment. And let's see if we can actually still do the vigil. Again, I could fight the guests here. It would be great for experience, but I'm not certain. So, let's grill. I was going to say a thing here, and I realized I shouldn't have said... I won't be saying it. So, without further ado, we failed the dexterity check, but hey, we'll be fine. I think, yeah, you throw these like sha-sha-sha, and I accidentally stored them. I didn't mean to do that, actually, but hey. So, yeah, these come from the branch. Immersion-wise, you're pretty much snapping these off the branch. Don't question it. Every branch is delicious here. That's not a criticism or a compliment. That's just the way that this mechanic, the branch being used in the event works. Because if you know, oh my sweet goodness, nope, bye. But yeah, if you haven't noticed, in the branch does not magically turn into these 2 items in base World of Horror, but the branch is a base weapon. So for those who don't know what is happening, that's right, you lose. For some reason, I thought you don't. Usually, I just jump in and take the reason, but hey, also we did. I think I skipped a step, but anywho, it's a little unfortunate. Can I throw this? By the way, I can. It does 2 damage, so yeah. Oh, we got bonus damage. I didn't know that, but anywho. I was going to say something and I forgot because I flabbergasted myself. But anyway, as we get fetid fumes and we definitely don't want to rest anymore. Yeah, we just live with the reason we've got. So, did I actually take a bath and not do anything with it? That makes me so sad. Also, the vigil pamphlet is supposed to disappear, but because I stored it, fun times. But anywho. Yeah, into painting. Let's smoke the cigarettes first, and then into painting we go. Take the chunk of flesh in case we need to cook. We'll keep the broken bottle until we get the light source, just in case. Actually, we don't need the light source right away, so that can just fall to storage. But, things. I think this is stamina damage, right? Nope, that's doom. Well, hey, I forgot my second encounter, by the way, so I really need to make sure that I have enough doom reaching the lighthouse. And that's why we're losing a jar of blood, so we can decrease doom by 3 while losing 3 stamina. But if I cannot repeat the mistake I made in a recent video, as of this me recording right here, yeah, let's actually avoid any bosses here. So we're gonna cook, we're gonna grill, and do some yakitori stuff. I mean, we don't have any tori, but you get the point. Let's grill. This is a competition, right? Oh, this is a competition. Anywho, yeah. So at this point, you might be wondering, well, Jordan, hold on. Yeah, well, Jordan, I reach level 5 up to 6 on my runs anyway, so I play in a very, it's not the correct word, but I play in a very conservative way in which I usually end up not leveling up as much. So an immediate example is not fighting the guests in Vigil. That grants you more experience per doom. And it is, I do agree that it's overall better for you, but I just choose not to because I always believe that I need to save on, I need to save, I was making sure I clicked the right location, save on Doom, basically. So, yeah, did we get another stack of hallucinations, by the way? Gosh, me. Anywho. So yeah, we're just going to sit here. Oh my sweet goodness. We can fight this with the power of the cigarettes, but we're also just going to throw things because we might as well. We might as well. I shouldn't be doing this. I should actually be doing math, but I mean, if I miss a bunch of kicks, it's not going to matter anyway. But I could have actually guaranteed that. I could have actually missed a bunch of those, but anywho. Let's hope we don't have Takshi-san. 3 stacks of hallucinations. So this is why I was worried about flashbacks, by the way. Thankfully, I didn't get flashbacks, but you get the point. Bad things. Also, no empty bottle because I'm going crazy. So, instead, we just sit here and do our best. Because if I fail the second encounter check, it's not going to matter no matter what I do. So, yeah, you know what? We're actually going to store a bottle because I think we are fighting Takshi-san, right? Why don't I remember my own lighthouse? Well, I never do. But we do have Takshi-san. We don't actually have the second encounter check. So I get a kind of a bit of a lucky break, but I forgot if we had the light check. We have enough reason. Who am I kidding? And we're going to fight Takshi-san before we run out of cigarettes. So now the unfortunate part here is that I might actually do a thing. Hold on. Pupils into postal, right? And then I did arms. Yeah. I totally don't remember my second encounter. If you do, give yourself a pat on the back and I'll give you 500 points. But anywho, I think we just do this. And then handcuff tech our way out. We need a handcuff tech, by the way, otherwise we die. But perfectly into nicotine withdrawal, and off we go. Do we have the 6th floor, by the way? We might die. Okay, no, we don't. So this is our last one. We have a light check, and we don't need to level up. Just look at the screen and move on. But we're not done with this video yet, because we're going to be playing a second character. I'm pretty sure it works. I did a test beforehand, but I just want to make sure that the character is okie dokie, at least right now. And before we do stuff, also I forgot to randomize things, so we're going to do that. Cthulhu Cold, random item stats. So let's remember that going into our next run. So that being said, if I were to say who would be the... Oh my goodness, I forgot. Oh, Colt. Yeah, who would be my most mechanically complex character? In PERM, at least. Let's actually put some music on the screen for the Rufu. But I need to think about it because I didn't. Well, it's not like I uploaded any PERM versions of my characters, barring 1, maybe 2. But as we get knowledge, strength, charisma, light, second encounter, definitely. But then maybe all stats, dexterity being the last. Yeah, because that's right. I haven't actually released any other characters yet, and technically. We'll just say her name, Hiriko. She doesn't have a mechanic, but she has an interaction if you end up using her with her weapon. Overall, she is a powerful character, though, because being able to just swing very hard to do a lot of damage is quite a lot. But this would be the next character with a mechanic, but it's not the most, it's not the most interesting, I'll say that for sure, as we get Vigil, Mermaids, Household Hell, Loom, and Rental. Well, could take Vigil now. We're going to take Vigil now. We're going to go for it. So, we're going to grab the Meat Cleaver. But, yeah, this character, again, it's a matter of running or not. It's not like you're really interacting. It's more like a punishment. So I wouldn't even call it a mechanic. Same for Hiriko. I wouldn't call her little axe and skill /spell a mechanic either, because, well, it's just something. It's more like something that you have. So it's literally like a spell or skill that you have. There's a better word for it. But it's something that the character can do, but it's not exactly a mechanic. When I think about mechanic, I normally think about something that you're doing throughout the mystery, which is why the Cooking Club member is a very, very good example, and probably the only character with an actual mechanic in PERM at the moment. So I guess I'll think about that, because I was actually having, and these are other crossover characters as well, but I do have a few characters that I was, I think I showed it a while ago, probably not in video format, but, oh my goodness. I guess we do this. But yeah, in post format somewhere in my channel, on the post page, I did have basically a list that was pretty much censored, but it had basically a list of characters I, had in my mind on notes that I wanted to make for World of Horror. Some of them have already been made. I was actually surprised that I think two characters were made that I was planning on making that I didn't think anyone else was going to make. And if you can guess any of those two characters, I will give you another pat on the back and another 500 points. But basically the next... Well, not the next two characters, because the next character would have... Actually, there were two characters before the two I'm thinking about. And these two come in a pair because I don't think anyone's made them yet. And they're actually from a very well-known IP in the anime/manga space. So I'll just leave you at that. And if you want to take any guesses, so be it. But the two of them would probably have mechanics of their own. So they would actually have mechanics. But before that, because I'm making two characters beforehand... No, those two probably won't. Yeah, those two probably won't. And these two are from separate IPs, so... yeah. Again, I like making a lot of crossover characters. I do enjoy doing crossover type things. Obviously, not for any commercial reason, because that would be breaking IP and, you know, some kind of legal law somewhere. But, as we move on here, we have a Medusa mask, by the way. And yeah, it's all advantages. I'll speak on that in a moment, but Household Hell, Mermaids, Loom, Rental. So yeah, well, let's do Mermaids first. We'll go into the boss mystery. I already forgot what it was, but the mansion was maxed out level, by the way. Forest? Question mark? Yeah, let's just put police patrols in the forest for now. Actually, we have Household Hell, so let's put them in the mansion. Yeah, let's put them in the mansion. Anywho. So what was I going to mention? I already forgot. Oh, this is why I don't do this. This is why I try to talk about things immediately. Anywho, let's move on. I forgot about it. Goodness. But I can talk about the characters I wanted to make. There's a whole list, but again, because I'm doing my own stuff now and I basically have had more free time, I would be making more custom content for World of Horror, but shrug, right? And considering what I've made, I mean, you might already say, Jordan, you've made, you know, a fair bit. Not a lot, but a fair bit. Oh, we want a brace here, by the way. But yeah, I don't feel like that's enough. You know what? We're going to coin flip here. So, yeah. And in fact, one of these characters, I think I showed off a long time ago, but I kind of cut the line. Nice coin flips, by the way. I kind of cut the line just to try and make another character. I don't know how far. Actually, I have 3 that are just sitting in the oven. But I think I was just gonna focus. Yeah, I was just gonna focus on one and then make the 2 pair. Oh my goodness, I can't win a coin flip. I'm just doing this just to actually see at this point. If we hit one of these, we're out. If we don't, 50% doesn't matter. Did we hit a single one of those, by the way? You know what? At this point, because I already confirmed that you know what? Actually, no. What we're gonna do is run away. So let's just treat it like we took 5 damage, because I'm going to force this just to make sure that this works as intended. But, yeah, this is 55%. Oh. If I consider 80 or 85% to be 50-50, just imagine what I consider... imagine what I consider 50%. A coin flip. So anyway. Oh my goodness. Please hit this attack. This has less power, so we should be able to hit this, right? Let's find out. Okay, I was about to say, I did a drum roll. I'm that out of it at the moment. But anyway, this should be guaranteed. Yeah, that should be guaranteed. And let's actually get back in focus. I didn't even get to proc in Despair, but, you know, considering what I just went through, hey, and then we're going to fight something else as well. I might as well level up. If we get Anatomy class, it would be nice. I'm not going to heal stamina. We're just going to take a walk forward. I should be able to one-shot this guy. Yeah. Choko Kosei no military student soldier mercenary kurai camera. Yeah, I was just going crazy there. Anywho, Camera Flash actually is an interesting pick over Medusa Mask, considering I'm not fighting Eldritch enemies at the moment. You know what? Let's equip this. If I run into an Eldritch enemy, shrug, right? We're actually going to do this. We'll hold on to that. Maybe we get to use it, maybe we don't. You know what the funny thing is? I oftentimes run into stone statues, which is, for those that don't know, for whatever reason. Stone statues is an event that allows you to cast a spell for free. I'm pretty sure Protective Carvings becomes free. It's not one of the bugged spell or oddly worked spells that are not free cost. But anywho. Yeah, it's an event that allows you to cast a spell for free. Rental, we go. We are missing stamina. I'm just going to Witch Tree because as confident as I felt with 2 stamina, I'm not going to feel the same with this. So, flashback, so be it. We don't care about our dexterity. If we have to dodge, I'm probably already dead. But, yeah, off we go. I think I need more HP than this, but we're just gonna walk forward and do our best. An ally would be nice, but stats don't matter, so barring Mizuki or a character like Mizuki, we weren't gonna pass that charisma check. That we could have... yeah, let's just assume we passed it. Yeah, okay, fine. The game is trying to prove me wrong. But anywho, let's just walk forward and see what we can do with 4 stamina for a reason. Might actually... Yeah, you know what? Oh my goodness, I don't remember any of these events. Yeah, before the end here, we do need to equip the Medusa Mask. I don't want to spend any more Doom, so you know what? If we have to go for a dodge play... I swear I'm not trying to end the video earlier, but we're going to equip the Medusa Mask, watch the tape, and be a person. So, -2 all. We should actually be able to defeat this. If we hit this attack. Question mark. Okay, we do. The unfortunate part is we still need to brace. Can we kick into a reason trade? We can. That will matter, because then we go for 2 attacks next turn. With Desperate Struggle. Our accuracy is not going to be the greatest, but if I failed so many 50% coin flips before, this relative coin flip should work out for me, because back-ended RNG, right? Oh. Feels great when RNG is actually not trying to slap my face left, right, and center. But keeping in mind that we're on Colt, yeah, entering our 4th mystery with 71% Doom does not feel good, but we got to work with what we've got. And in fact, we lost the bath, so we do need to recover... stamina or reason. We'll take stamina because we just took Doomed already, but if anything, we'll end this on a loom. So, yeah, I normally would take Household Hell into a town mystery, but meh. So at this point, again, I would advise you to rest. The reason I'm not resting is because I believe I'm not going to pass my, I'm not going to have enough Doom. Now, at this point, flashbacks didn't matter there because we rolled an 11, but shrug, right? You know, if for whatever reason World of Horror gets updated before a certain amount of time, that was because of Fearful, wasn't it? I completely forgot. But yeah, if we won't end this on a screen because yeah, this is the last part of the OVA. Might as well end it on a more calm note. But what I was trying to say is, if the game gets updated and we get a character that basically stores failures and turns it to an instant success, I'll think about it. I don't actually think we can. Can we force successes with PERM? I'm trying to think of a way to do that, because you would have to interact with basically any event and consider that you're rolling a check. I don't think you can, right? That's just my initial guess. I feel like there's a way to do it, and if nothing else, I feel like there's a band-aid or brute force monkey approach to it. But yeah, if there isn't, so be it. I'm trying to release the rest of the content I have. There's a bunch I could. There's Nurse Miku, there's the Can of Elsoft, Tonkatsu Ramen, a bunch of other stuff that I'm just holding on to that I never released. But I said I wasn't going to release them particularly. If I felt like I could, I would, but you know. Them's me. But yeah, without further ado, not really much else to say. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, corrections, or want to correct any mistakes I made, if you want to make a mistake and wonder, or had made a mistake and want to ask me about what's going on, then feel free to do so. But otherwise, thank you for watching. We'll start another series. It'll probably still be on PERM unless I think of something else. And yeah, I'll see you later. Thank you for watching. Bye!